Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this video is actually not going to be like a how to draw video, but more like I'll be showing you some of my drawings and how to improve your drawings. So a few weeks ago I drew this, and I was looking through some of my old sketchbooks and I realized that I had already drawn Superman. So I'm going to use this Superman drawing as an example with some other Superman drawings to show how I have progressed and how you can too. Okay, so this is the first one I wanted to show because this is the earliest Superman drawing of mine that I could find. The oldest one that's in any of my sketchbooks. So I drew this a few years ago, and I would just like to just show you that right there. See that face? That's not a very good face. This was my colored pencil drawing, but it looks like it was done with crayon. So this was the first one. Now there are, of course, a number of problems with it, like proportions and coloring technique, and just colors. Like there's blue here and then there's red there, so but I wasn't going for a purple, or like the S is just an S rather than the actual Superman symbol, which I did actually draw in this sketchbook, but that's not the point. So, and I colored outside the lines multiple times, especially here. Let me just, I don't know if that's very clear, but you can see that this right here, right there, there's pencil there, and I just completely colored outside completely. So this was the first and the worst one of the three old drawings that I will show you. Okay, so this was my next one, which is actually from this same reference photo. So this is a really good comparison. As you can see, comparison. This one's a little bit better. But this one is better than the other one that I did, the one that I showed just a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna tell you about what I changed. So they're definitely not perfect. Like, his nose is not long enough and his lips aren't high enough and his head is just too long, but the proportions are better. So just a quick tip, like rule of thumb is a head, when you're drawing it straight on, should be 5 eyes wide. And what that means, what I mean by that is, so if this is the correct eye size, then 5 of those should fit across his head, including his actual eyes. And then the nose should be roughly, I believe it is 1 eye down. Anyway, so five eyes across and 1 eye down. And then this isn't actually like a rule, but it's like from the eyebrow to the top of the forehead, which should have been higher here. It's another thing. It is like two eyes. So keep that in mind. And then also something that I did, which you should not do, is I drew the nose like this and the lips like that. So if you are just doing line art, do not draw the full nose like this or the lips like that. Don't draw them full. It just doesn't work, and I can actually show you how you actually do go about drawing lips and noses without drawing them like that. Okay, so here I'm just gonna block in a super basic head shape, which I can also show you how to do. Just kind of, you know, something like that. So a lot of people say it's like an egg, but so many people have like just more square jaws like that. More square jaws, not like an egg. So you do want to make sure that you give them that if that is what they have. And just like that, basic head shape. Okay, so 5 eyes wide, so let's just sketch in the eye line, which is going to be the line I've seen people do the top or the middle of, like that represents the top of the eyes or the middle of the eyes. I don't really think it matters. And then a center line is always helpful. If you wanted to break it up even more, the nose is going to be about there, the mouth is going to be somewhere about there, and the chin is going to be somewhere about there. So you can already see like this is pretty good, you know, proportionally a pretty good face. So, you know, you could just give him hair, whatever. That's not the best hair example, but don't worry about that. So, for a nose, just start with a little kind of U shape. And this is just the easiest way. And then just go out like that. And then you can just, like here on the nostrils, just color that in, add right there, like the outside of the nostrils. And as you can see, right here, this is basically how I drew it before. Yeah. So let me just pull out this other one as well. So basically, as you can see, the nose is just lines. You don't want to draw lines, you actually want to draw shadow. And what I mean by that is, and let me pull out my other Superman drawing again so I can give you an example. So, right here, instead of drawing like lines for the nose, I just shaded around, and yes, it's kind of like a line, it's just shaded. It's a line, but it's shaded out. So this is just a shadow that the nose would create rather than a line. Now, if you're doing just, you know, completely comic book art, you start with an inked sketch, just like in the coloring video that I made last week. So this is just the best way to do it if you're doing something more realistic. Like, it could just be like this, like kind of a mix, kind of a comic book realistic-ish mix. But this is just how you should go about that, is drawing the shadows, not the lines. However, let's say, like in this drawing right here, I am just doing a sketch. Well, in that case, I'm not gonna shade it. If it's like this, you know, I have plenty of sketches that are shaded and stuff, you know, but if I don't want to shade it, the best thing to do is just to draw the bottom of the nose like that, and then you can add kind of, so you know that the nose kind of continues, and usually you just want to kind of stick to one side, so I know like that by itself represents that this is the side right here. The light is coming from this side because there are more lines on this side, and the shadow is on this side right here, which is, yeah, why there are more lines, and here there are less lines. And that just helps a lot. So you can already see, you know, the difference that made. Now for the lips, I always start with this little, I don't know what this is called, this right here. So just, you know, whatever, sketch that in like that, and then the lips are right below that. And they follow the same curve or point, you know, depending on who it is. Some people have a more point there and there, or more curved. But anyway, so just go like that. Another kind of super wide U shape, 2 lines down, 1 line across, and just, you could leave it like that, or you could draw, you know, a bottom lip, or you could just kind of, like I said, you know, maybe you're not shading, but you could just kind of do something like that, and then put in a chin. You just don't want this to look too much like a goatee or something. But this is already becoming a pretty decent face. But I just quickly want to show the eyes. And I'll just do one just to go fast. So has this little U shape here, and the curve kind of continues, and then there's a curve on the bottom right there. That's its own section. Do a little circle, and a lot of times it's not a full circle, it kind of cuts off at the top. And then in the middle, do a pupil, and I like to just make this line darker and wider, and then add all the little lines in there that you want to, and then, you know, eyebrow. I don't know proportionally, like if I was just dividing it like I showed earlier, where the eyebrow goes. I always just kind of eyeball it, but that does change depending on their expression, so whatever. So yeah, this, I think I can very safely say it looks a lot better than that. Yeah, so I am going to do a tutorial on eyes, like fully shaded. I'll probably do a color one as well. And then I will do a tutorial on hair as well, because that is cross-hatching. So yeah, don't draw hair like that. And if you're just gonna sketch it in, let me just, you know, usually I just start with something like that, goes up, maybe it's a little more square, something like that. You know, that kind of thing. Right there. And then pick a side that the hair goes to and start, you know, having it go to that side. And then you can give him ears. Just ears go like, people say the top of the eye matches with the top of the ears. You look at a real person and you look at drawings, and like even the people who say that don't draw like that. So I do about, you know, bottom of the eyebrow to top of the eyebrow. Just, it's more accurate. And then just, you can go sideways and then this way, just don't cross hatch. And yeah, and if you don't know what cross hatching is, it is basically you have lines and you go that way, which is used in comic book drawings, or to add, well, really just like comic book drawings, that kind of style is really what it's used in, but also to give texture. Cross hatching is really good, just not for hair. Even in like skin texture, you have like almost like cross hatching of highlights. But that doesn't matter. The point is, this is how you don't do it, and this is how you do it. So let's get to the next one, and yeah. Okay, so here's our next one. And you can already tell this is a lot better. But there are some very clear things that are not good about it. Facial proportions being a big part of that. So let's just get out our page again. So I got my pencil, and yeah. So the main thing here is just this this body here. It's not accurate. This is how you can help that a lot. Just grab your, pencil, whatever, and first thing is, just this part where it goes wide here, it should go wide more like there. And then it's too skinny here. It goes more of like a gradual V shape than that. So here is how I draw that. So, you just have a line for the bottom, and that goes up to the top like that. Some circles for the shoulders, just like that. I think if I just draw that out a little bit more, and then I'll just show how to, block out. Oh, and the neck was too thick, so, neck. This is how you just block out a body. So, up here, there'll be this upside down U, and then it will curve like that, and that's the rib cage. And then the chest is going to be, about there and there. And this might be a little bit too, yeah, just like that. Now, under the rib cage, there are the abs, which come out like that. It is so easy to just block out something like this. And I definitely wish that I knew how to do it so much better. And then from here, you know, you can just whatever. But this is the basic shape. And you can see this is more of a V shape. And then I have this part, whatever that is called. But, yeah. And then just, you know, bicep goes over that, like that. So, yeah. Then you can just, you know, erase out all your lines, and I will also do a video on just how to draw like just a base like this for the full body, because that's something else that I wish that I knew how to do. Just draw a base and then go from there. So yes, and then you can just keep on shaping this until it gets to the point that you want it at. You know, you could leave it like this if you want a super sketchy look, but usually I'm doing things more realistic, or maybe not even more realistic but more refined, so I would do something more refined. Yeah. So this was the third Superman drawing. There are, you know, of course, a number of other things. Most of it is proportion, which, you know, I'll do some videos on different proportions. And yeah, I hope that this video was helpful. Make sure to subscribe and give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.